Hey guys, it's Akira from RATCHET United. What is going on? So today we're going to be talking about this Glamlite street taco paddle. Well, I'm not going to be talking too much about it, to be honest. I'm just going to do a look with it while we talk about quarantine lessons. So we're going to get past the intro and then let's go.
She knows exactly what she wants, and she knows exactly what she deserves, and it makes them boys nervous.
If you've never seen my face before, hi, I'm Akira, nice to meet you. I run a blog called Truth and Love United where we talk about God, beauty, and shenanigans. If you would like to be part of the crew, do not hesitate to share, like, and comment on this video. If you are part of TikTok family, you came to say hey, make sure you let me know in the comments. If you're part of Instagram fam, let me know in the comments. If you're not part of either of those families, get your life together. All of the stuff is down in the description box. Join the crew, join the family. Let's see what's popping over here. And let's get to it. First, I'm gonna do my I'm gonna go off camera, do my eyebrows. Then I'll come back. I'll start doing my makeup look, and then we'll talk about some quarantine lessons. All right, so eyebrows done. So let's talk a little bit about this palette. This palette is from Glamlite. This was actually my first TikTok inspired purchase. Y'all know I love makeup. I guess I'm a collector at this point. Someone said that, and I was like, oh, I guess that's a good word for it. So I was really excited to try this out because, one, if you know me, if you follow me on TikTok and you were part of my Q&A, you know I love tacos. So I was very excited to see this. But beyond that, orange is my favorite color. And look at that. As soon as I saw that orange, I was like, oh, we gotta try that out because melanin, right? So anyway, I'm just gonna use the palette. If you wanna know what color is what, I'll just zoom in on this really fast so you can see all the things here. See all the things here. So yeah, I'm gonna just do my makeup and I'm gonna talk about some of the things I learned while I was in quarantine. Like you guys know, I am an essential worker, so I really wasn't quarantined like the traditional idea as far as like not having anyone, like not seeing anyone, not leaving the house, all of that. But all I really was doing was going to work and then going home. Ooh, that's pretty. This is that orange, y'all. But anyway, I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Yeah, all I really was doing was going home and going to work. And normally, so the type of job that I have, I usually am moving around. I actually wasn't even moving around this time. I was stationed in one particular place, which was a whole different set of adjustment for me because I'm not used to that. But I learned a lot about myself during this quarantine because over the last couple months, God has really just been doing different things in my life. The biggest lesson I took away was how resilient I was. I have always been afraid to be self-sufficient. Not afraid, you know, that's not a good word. Not afraid, but like I've always been concerned if I could do it or not. And October of last year was the first time that I moved completely by myself. I wasn't living with nobody else. I wasn't near anybody else. Like I lived completely on the other side of town than where my people are. And this was like, I have to, like literally every day I have to figure things out on my own. So when all of this first started, I was nervous because it's like, you know, the rest of my family, everyone is like 5-10 minutes away from each other. So like, it's easy to, you know, oh, well, I need such, so just let me go to such house. You know what I'm saying? And I was nervous about the fact like, dang, like I don't have a support system. Like, what am I going to do? And I got it. Like, I have gained so much more confidence in my ability to just like handle my own business, if that makes sense. And it's been really helpful because it's like, Lord, the same Lord who like I look for in other people, the same Lord who like I don't trust my own thoughts sometimes, I don't trust whatever, like, and I look to other people for validation, or I look to other people, like that same God that I look for godly validation from, like that God lives in me and he strengthens me and he encourages me and he can get me where I need to be. You know what I'm saying? One of the biggest takeaways I've learned is I love my church and I love church, like the idea of church, all of that stuff. But like church, I've learned how to live my life without church. The traditions of church, I don't miss any of that part. I'm gonna be real honest. It's been really dope to just watch church on live, get the word, and then go on with my life. Like, it's not all those other, the rigmarole, all the shenanigans. We're not in church 11 years and all of that. And don't get me wrong, you know, fellowship is important, but there are other ways to fellowship that don't include being in church a million years. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and I guess I should start with, I'm doing a kind of a basic look just because, you know I have a lot of people that follow me who aren't super into makeup or who aren't super complicated. And not that I know how to do super complicated stuff, but I just want to show you something like this is super easy. So that first color I put on the top was that orange that I really like. This color that's at the bottom, this like reddish color, is El Pastor. I think that's it. El Pastor. Don't let me butcher that. It's this color right next to it. So just so you know what's going on. I like just going, getting the word, having person working, getting the word, and then going home. I like that. I appreciate that. It lets me know that all of these other things that we get caught up in at church, I'll just leave that there. Another lesson that I've taken during this quarantine, or not even maybe this isn't a lesson more so than it is a revelation, is that all the things that we think we need, we really don't need. It's really important to make sure we are separating our wants from our necessities. I think this quarantine has really forced people to check their hearts. Really check your heart. Really figure out why you do what you do. Because when you take away tradition, when you take away the redundancy, is that the word? Redundancy? Repetition, that's the word I'm looking for. When you take away the repetition of the life you've created for yourself, and you can't do the things that you would normally do, what do you have left? There's a lot of people I know who, because they haven't been able to go to church, they don't know what to do with themselves, or their relationship with God has suffered. No shade, but did you really have a relationship if the fact that you can't go to church stops you from actually like having that relationship? Did you really have one in the first place? And it's not about making you feel bad, but I think it's a really important question you need to ask yourself. If anything, during this time, me and Jesus have gotten closer because I didn't have the luxury of just, going to church and all of that stuff. Like I said, I still got my word, but I felt more responsible to uphold my relationship with God because I wasn't seeing the people I would see every week. And maybe that's not the way it should have been, but that's what it took to get me where I'm at. And I'm appreciative to being where I'm at, you know what I'm saying? And I know there were a lot of like memes in the beginning, like, oh, you need to leave this with a new skill. You need to open that business. Sidebar, I did open my business and I'm working on my stuff. But anyway, but for the people who didn't, that's absolutely okay, because if you're leaving this quarantine with a better sense of yourself, if you're leaving this quarantine with a better sense of God's purpose for your life, if you're leaving this quarantine well rested, if you're leaving this quarantine with just a better understanding of why you're here and what you need to be doing, then you still didn't lose. I think the important thing is to know that everyone's journey is different. Everyone's paths are different. And we do ourselves a disservice when we are constantly trying to compare our paths to other people's. It's not being fair to ourselves. Especially when God didn't create us to all do the same thing. Like, think about the body. If the foot is bomb at being a foot, but what if the foot was trying to be an arm? What am I do with a foot as an arm? I can't do anything with that. Why? Because that's not what the foot was designed for. So once you figure out your purpose and once you figure out what you were designed for, and hopefully you've taken that time during this time to do that, it's on and popping. You know what I'm saying? So make sure that while, like I said, the world is opening back up and the United States is trying to force us to get back to normal life. Sidebar, it's okay if you don't feel like this is normal life right now. The world we living in is not normal. And I don't think it's going to be normal for a while. So if you still not feeling the shit, if you still feel the need to be in the house and you have the means to do it, please do it, because people out here just acting like the world is regular. I rode past the restaurant yesterday and nobody had no mask on. Everybody was just kicking it like it was just a regular day. And to be honest, I definitely went somewhere, got invited somewhere, but it was kind of a special occasion, so that's the only reason I went. But we not just out here kicking it all the time. It's a lot going on still out here. And my prayer is, while this time when you couldn't go anywhere, that you keep that same energy now that you can go somewhere again. Make sure that even though because you can go places, make sure you still take your time out with God. Make sure you still are developing those things that God showed you during this quarantine. And honestly, let's just say you wasted your time, because I also know a lot of people who said, well, you know what, during this quarantine I'm gonna get my body together. During this quarantine I'm gonna start learning how to do this. During this quarantine I'm gonna da-da-da. And for whatever reason it didn't happen. No judgment, it is what it is. It happens to the best of us. But my prayer is, now that you know that the world is back open again, quote unquote, you don't have an excuse to, you still can go out here and learn and do those things or get your body together, whatever it is. Just because the earth opened back up doesn't mean that whatever you had planned just moves to the wayside. Maybe you use your time developing something else instead, which is fine, but what are you supposed to be doing now? And if you're a believer, I think a lot of us had the same idea. The Lord is doing something. This is really pretty. The Lord is doing something with us during this time. He's really trying to prepare his people for what's coming. I know it's real easy to play about God. And we have a lot of his believers, we got personality and we silly and all of that. But at the end of the day, our goal, at least our goal should be, I'm not gonna speak for everybody else. My goal is to always turn you back to God. I give you a lot of this and I do the makeup and all of it is popping and all of that good stuff. But at the end of the day, the reason I do this stuff is because I really want you to know how dope God is and how amazing he is and how much he loves you, man. And how he sent his son to die for you. And when you really start to absorb that reality and that truth, and you really allow that truth to penetrate your heart and change your life, the whole game changes. And during this quarantine, I've really been able to fully absorb. Like, I didn't realize, like, you can know a story, you can say, yeah, I believe this, I know this, but to really absorb the truth of what that means. I really feel like over this quarantine, I fully absorbed the truth of Jesus really died for me. Like, he really was like, that girl Akira, when she was born, she's gonna be a hot ghetto mess. She's gonna be born to 2 hot ghetto mess people, and she's gonna have a lot to overcome in her life. But guess what? I'm gonna take on all this trauma, all the stuff that happens to her. I'm gonna take all of that on, and all the decisions she makes out of that trauma and all of those shenanigans. I'm gonna take all of that on, and I'm gonna put that on my back when I die for her. Like, when you come to the realization like that, that's real, how can you be the same? I really had to check myself. And don't get me wrong, I am forever a work in progress. I am forever evolving. My thoughts are ever changing because I'm constantly learning new information. I talk a lot about on my social media. A relationship is important, and one of the ways you build a relationship is learning about one another. For example, I remember when I first got saved, and there were people who told me that me having tattoos were wrong. So I thought, like, well, then Jesus just not gonna love me and he not gonna want me because I got tattoos, which is not true. It's not true. One, I'm not gonna lie, like, someone else had to be like, that's not how that works, boo. And then I went and studied for myself. Oh, that is so pretty. I went and studied for myself, and I realized, like, yeah, these people are misinterpreting the word, or they're reading it out of context, which happens a lot. This is why you need to learn the word for yourself. But anyway, so I say all that to say, basically, during this quarantine, I hope that you took something out of it. The biggest things that I learned, though, is that God got me, though. Like, even when the world is falling apart and things are happening, God really had the kid. And there's a lot of us that, yeah, it's been a lot going on. It's been inconvenient, all of that stuff. But a lot of us have been blessed. And I know, like, it's easy to say because, like I said, I still was working and stuff like that. But even the people, let's just say you lost your job. Did you still have a roof over your head? If you didn't have a roof over your head, did you have somewhere you could go? If you didn't have somewhere you to go, were there people you can reach out to so you can do it? I know that I say this from a place of privilege, but I sincerely believe there's always something to be grateful for. There's always something to give God glory for. There's always something. The fact that I'm still here, that I'm breathing, that I can be a living example of what his grace and what his mercy and what his sacrifice looks like. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's really where my heart is and where my mind is. And I have been able to really flourish in that since all of this happened. I kept this to look super simple. I like it though. What y'all think? Let me see. Hold on. We're gonna try to bring this a little bit more. So now I can show you guys. Well, maybe I should put a little bit of brown to add some depth. Hold on. Add some depth to it. Add some depth to it. Add some depth to it. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm silly. Purplish brown. Let's see. Just a little, just a taste, not a lot. Just a little bit to add a little depth to what we got going on. But yeah, man, I really hope that during this time you've learned about yourself. You've learned how resilient you are. You've learned how strong you are. You've learned how to survive. Like, there's so many people, so many strengths that have been birthed out of this quarantine, and there have been so many things that we've learned, like, these are areas I need to work on. There's nothing wrong with finding out you ain't perfect, and that you have places and things that you need to work on, and you have things that God still needs to develop you in. We're all human. And I know there are a lot of people who follow me and who watch my videos who aren't necessarily Christians. I still believe that you have a purpose. God created you for a purpose. Like, you have a reason you're here. And my prayer is that you find that. My suggestion is Jesus, but whatever it is you feel you need to do to find what your purpose is, find it. Because one of the worst things you can do is just be on earth just to be here. We all, even if you don't believe in God, even if you believe in aliens, whatever it is you believe in, make sure you're actually helping folks. You're actually being mindful of God's other creations, because I feel like that's part of the problem. One of the biggest things that was hard for me to learn during this quarantine is that we genuinely don't have empathy for one another. We genuinely do not care about one another. And that's a hard pill for me to swallow, because I care about people. I don't need to know you to care about you. I don't need to be in a relation to you to care about you. You're breathing, you're human. That's enough for me. It's really been crazy to kind of see just how uncaring people can be. But I think I've said this in videos before. I am determined to be who I am regardless of how other people are. So I'm determined to treat people the way I treat people regardless of how other people treat me. That don't mean I'm gonna be a doormat and I'm gonna just let you talk to me any kind of way or be disrespectful, but giving people grace, giving people space to have their moment, because you don't know why they're responding the way they are. If we all could just take a step back and, like I said, give each other space, but not only that, if I'm the one spazzing, being like, you know what, you aren't the one who deserves this spaz, so let me chill. All right, you guys, so I've done a lot of talking. I really like my eyes, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go off camera, finish my makeup, and then I'll just go ahead and wrap it up. All right, so let's talk a little bit about this palette. It's super cute. Like I said, I really like the colors. They're very pigmented. Everything on my eyelid is their color. This green is their color. The only time I used white, so if you guys follow me, you know that I use white for my cut crease. I did use white for the purple, but everything else, literally the rest of it is just how the pigment shows up just with concealer. So I think that's really good. Also, the green, I did use white for the green as well. I really, really like this palette. It's really, really pretty. I have another palette from them, the Miracle palette. I might do something with that one in a couple weeks. We'll see. Back to what we were talking about. So, I mean, I definitely would suggest this palette. It's very affordable. It's very pretty. It's very nice. All those good things. And if you do something with it based on, you know, what I said, hit the kid up, tag me in it. I want to see it, because yeah, this is really, really pretty. And you have so many, you got some bright colors, but you also got some neutral situation. You can play this up or play this down. There is a bigger version, I believe, of this palette as well. They also have an art palette that I'm really interested in. So yeah, I want to see what you guys come up with. So if you do anything with it, tag me in it. I want to see. As far as everything else we were talking about, like I said, my biggest takeaway is just know how strong you've been able to be. Give yourself some credit. Maybe everything hasn't gone the exact way that you wanted to be during this quarantine, but let's keep it a buck. You're still here. And the fact that you're still here means that you have another chance to get it right. You have another chance to redeem yourself. You have another chance to do it better. Don't beat yourself up. Dust yourself off and try again, in the words of Aaliyah. So, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I hope you guys like this final look. If you have any questions about anything else that I didn't show, just let me know. I'm not gonna hold y'all. Oh, I am trying to do a giveaway. So once I hit 500 subscribers here on YouTube, once I hit 500 followers on Instagram, I already hit my goal for TikTok, I will be doing a giveaway. So let the kid know what are you guys looking for, what do you want. If you want, actually, I might buy another one of these and add it to the pile of stuff that I'm thinking about giving away. But anyway, I'm calling it my God Beauty and Shenanigans giveaway. So this could be the beauty item that you get. Let me know if you think this is what you guys want. But I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Let me know down in the comments, what's something that you've conquered or what's something that you've gained during this quarantine. I want to know. And like I always say, as long as you're running your race at God's pace, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Bye.
Know that girl can make everything you got a little better. She can change your world for the better.